Gemini, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Gemini love reading. I know it has been probably a couple of months since I've posted a reading for you here on YouTube. I've been working on some stuff in the background. Almost finished with it. I'm not going to waste your time telling you about it right now. I'll tell you about it later on once I have it all finished. But let's get on with this Gemini love reading for you today. Today we're going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest. I'm going to do that by getting one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you here in October 2024. Then I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Gemini, 3 cards for your person. And then I'm going to clarify everything with a second deck, just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So let's get on with this here, and let's get one card for what's the mutual point of interest between Gemini, their romantic person of interest, here in October 2024. Okay. Taking an extra one, no biggie. What's going on with you, Gemini? How you been? What's going on with Gemini as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them, October 2024? I really got to get better about when I'm disappear from YouTube, not leaving you hanging without telling you what's going on. I get a lot of people emailing me, freaking out, asking if I'm okay, or messaging me on Instagram, checking on me to see if I'm okay and make sure nothing's happened. Nothing bad has happened at all. I've just been really, really busy working on stuff and doing all the personal readings and everything. What's going on with your person, Gemini? What's going on with Gemini's romantic person of interest? Okay, we got way too much coming out here. These came first. Let me just double check and make sure nothing else flipped over in here, because that was... It's not uncommon. Yeah, see that I get an extra card, but it usually happens at the end, and here it happened at the beginning. And I got 3 cards instead of just 1. So we got something big going on with your person, Gemini. On the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading is the 2 of Wands. This is Aries energy. 2s are choices or decisions. This is a decision about what is it that I really want my life to be like. What do I want my world to be like? And which of these 2 paths is going to get me to that? And which of these 2 paths am I going to have to leave behind in order to get this thing that I want? So this is that decision point here. It's like a fork in the road. Can't turn left and right at the same time, so I have to pick a path. And right behind that, I have the 2 of the major arcana, the High Priestess. She rules over all the 2s in the 4 suits, the decisions in the suits. She represents the intuition, the unconscious mind. This is she who knows. She sits in front of the veil of consciousness, so she has access to all the information that you and I as humans don't have access to. She sees everything. She knows everything. Problem with her, she doesn't always tell us everything. Sometimes there's stuff that we're not meant to know. And sometimes there's stuff we don't need to know until it's time for us to know, at which point she clues us in through our intuition, gut feelings, signs, synchronicities, dreams that have some kind of a message in it. She represents like your internal knowing, where you know something, but it's just based on intuition or hunch or gut feeling. It's not based on actual factual data. And that's the problem with the High Priestess, is most of the time she's going to tell you something that you don't want to hear. She's going to tell you something that you don't want to be true. And because there are no facts to support it, it's hard to listen to this for most people. They'll tend to push it off to the side and be like, well, I can't convict you with no actual proof. So they just try to ignore their intuition most of the time. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but there is the potential for that here. Some decision you have to make about what you want, or this is really more like the gist of what this reading is going to talk to me about. Son of a biscuit, I got another 2 right behind these 2 2s. So 3 2s in a row. 2 of Cups is Cancer energy. This is a love connection between 2 people, but it's also a 2, so it's a choice. And it's either a choice about the connection, or it's a choice between 2 different cups of love here. Okay, that's the gist of what this is going to talk to me about. Decision, decision, decision. And I'm seeing more of that out here in your energy here. not getting ahead of myself. This mutual point of interest is shared energy that affects both of you in some way here in October 2024. It doesn't always affect you the same way. Sometimes they do this and you feel the consequences of it, or vice versa. Sometimes they say or do something and you start feeling this way, or vice versa. Sometimes it's some external thing impacting both of you, but slightly differently. This mutual point of interest between the two of you here in October 2024, Gemini, we got 2 cards instead of 1. We got the 3 of Wands and the Hanged Man. The 3 of Wands is Aries energy. It's the card that comes immediately after this 2 of Wands. That's the overall energy of the reading. This is that decision point about what is it that I want and which one of these two things is going to get me to that and which one am I leaving behind. Well, here in this 3 of Wands, that decision's already been made. I already know what it is I want. I've already started taking steps down that path to get the thing that I want. This is about being at the beginning stages of manifesting what you want. And having this positive expectancy that the steps that I'm taking, this path that I've chosen, is going to deliver me to this thing that I want. It just hasn't happened yet. It hasn't fully materialized in reality yet, and I'm still waiting on this thing I want to actually happen. But then I have the Hanged Man with that. So this is an energy of progress being halted, no forward movement happening, things being stuck at a dead standstill. So I'm waiting on something and like it's not coming. Tell me about this 3 of Wands and the Hanged Man, please. Why is this the shared energy affecting Gemini and the person? Really? Bottom of the deck, underlying this 3 of Wands, Hanged Man energy, I have Judgment. This is the most powerful decision card in the deck. This is about making a final decision, passing a final verdict and judgment on something. In a relationship reading, this is one of two things. It's either A, we're calling this relationship dead and over with and there's no coming back, or B, it's about resurrecting it and bringing it back to life and transforming it so it's never going to be the same way again. Looks like we're making a decision to end things because I have 5 of Pentacles right behind that. This is Taurus energy. 5s are conflict or change. This is abandonment. This is being cast aside, being left out in the cold, being discarded, walked away from. This is a breakup energy. So we have some sort of a decision here about leaving, breaking up, waiting on something to happen that's not happening. And 7 of Cups right behind this. This is Scorpio energy of options and choices and confusion about the options and choices. There's a lot of different cups here. There's a lot of emotions involved. There's a lot of different ways this could play itself out. And I don't want to make a mistake and pick the wrong thing. So it can be I'm confused with the choices. It could be I'm emotionally confused. These clouds of smoke can represent clouded judgment, clouded decision making, obscured vision, not being able to see everything that's going on. I did see High Priestess here where there's something you don't actually know. A lot of times I'll get this, especially in the context of somebody's intuition is lighting up and telling them something's fishy going on. This would be someone else blowing a smoke screen because they know you don't have facts and they're trying to obscure your vision so you can't really see clearly. Maybe even making you try to doubt your intuition, try to doubt yourself here. That's a little weird. Like if I've made up my mind that I'm leaving and I'm breaking up with you, what does it matter if you see clearly or not? Like that doesn't add up to me. It's something related to the world, the ending of a cycle, and at the same time, the beginning of a new cycle. This is the final card of the major arcana. It represents an ending and at the same time, the beginning of something new taking place right after that. When I clarify this idea of waiting on this thing and like no movement is happening, I get the Knight of Cups, Page of Swords, the High Priestess again, and the 2 of Wands again. So the 2 of Wands is the overall energy of the reading, and the very next card is the High Priestess in both of these overall energies and the shared energy that's affecting you both. This first clarifier, Knight of Cups. Knights are action takers. This is actions toward love and emotions, moving forward with romantic offers, romantic gestures, trying to advance a cup of love, advance a love connection in some way. Taking actions in that department. This isn't talking about it. This is doing something about it. But then I have Page of Swords here, who's looking over his shoulder into the past at this moving forward with romantic stuff here. This is an energy of someone who's trying to learn something or trying to figure something out. Sometimes I'll get this when somebody's spying, snooping around, being nosy, investigating something, trying to figure something out about the other person, trying to figure something out about this moving forward idea that I'm waiting on and it's not happening. This can be a lot of different things. This could be you snoop around and find something about moving forward somewhere else. This could be you accidentally uncover information about them moving forward somewhere else. This could be some external person that knows both of you that saw this moving forward romantically thing and came and reported it back to you. That could be a lot of different stuff. Hell, what I'm doing right now with digging into the information and the energy around you and what's going on between the two of you technically qualifies as Page of Swords here. Trying to figure out what's going on in your love connection. I've got the High Priestess next, though, which again is your intuition, gut feelings telling you something. Maybe your intuition clued you in, something funny's going on here, and now this is you trying to uncover that, trying to uncover the actual truth and facts about it. I got Two of Wands here. Again, that's about knowing what it is that you want, and it's being at that fork in the road. Which path gets me to what I want, and which path do I have to leave behind? It's that choice point there. I'll freely admit to you at this early stage, not uncommon that I don't fully understand what this is trying to tell me just yet. It usually doesn't make sense until I get at least part of the way through your energy, Gemini. Then I can see how it applies to you. I'll come back to it again as I go through your person's energy for the same reason, so I can see how it applies to them. But that's the shared energy that affects you both. Your energy in this connection, Gemini, first card is the most important. You got the Nine of Wands. The King of Wands is central to your energy, and your final card is the Two of Swords. Got a lot of fire energy out here. Fire energy for the overall energy. Fire card here in the shared energy. I've got a fire card here in the clarifiers of that, and your first two cards are fire energy. I'm getting ahead of myself here, but your person got 3 cards for their first position, and they got all 3 fire energies again. So there's a lot of fire energy, a lot of passion, a lot of desire, probably a lot of sexual energy here. This Nine of Wands is Sagittarius energy. It's a walled-off defensive energy. It's also an energy of healing. This is the wounded warrior, and he's built this wall around himself as a way to protect himself from getting hurt. So he doesn't get hurt anymore, doesn't get hurt again, because he's trying to move forward and take the next step in his journey here. It can indicate you've been hurt and that your defense mechanisms have kind of been tripped off and you're trying to protect yourself. Could be that your person has done something to hurt you. Could be that this is some sort of a barrier in the way between the two of you, and it's showing up first on your side because there's something that maybe you can do about that. So tell me about this Nine of Wands, please. Why is that the first card for Gemini? Well, bottom of the deck, the Lovers. Gemini's major arcana card. This can represent a powerful love connection between the two of you. You feeling the power of it. I do want to clarify that this card coming out does not represent twin flames or soulmates, or this is not, like God beaming down a message to me that this person is the one for you and that you're supposed to be together. That's not what this card ever means when it comes out. I know a lot of readers tell you that, but that's just them talking shit, trying to tell you what you want to hear so they can keep making money from the views. Can't really blame them, but it's not truthful. A long time ago, this card used to be called the Choice. So this is about the interconnectedness between people. And if you're in a connection with this person, you can't make decisions that don't also affect them, and vice versa. They can't make decisions that don't also affect you. So it's about the interconnectedness between the two of you. Like I said, it used to be called the Choice. So oftentimes this represents a choice in what feels like a powerful connection, probably one where you've been hurt. It can also represent a choice between more than one lover, which would be a barrier in the way. That would be something that potentially hurts you here. And it probably puts you to this decision point about what is it that I really want for my life. Right behind the Lovers, I have the Four of Wands, which is Aries energy. I've got the Two of Wands as the overall energy, the Three of Wands as part of the shared energy, and now I'm seeing the Four of Wands here. All three Aries minor arcana cards, a sequence here. This is the choice point. This is, I've already made the choice and I'm taking the steps, waiting on the thing that I believe is going to happen, this thing that I want. I'm just waiting on it to show up. This is the stage where it actually appears in physical reality. This wands make 1111 here, which is the number of manifesting. This is not waiting on it anymore. This is the thing actually showing up, and it's stable in the physical reality. Could be that we have a new person has manifested here. Could be that we have this powerful connection between the two of you, but something's in the way. This would be the stability of the connection, the stability of the home or the family life, the connection itself. And now I've got Six of Cups behind that Scorpio energy of the past, thinking about the past, reminiscing about the past, nostalgia, the good old days. Can be something from the past coming back up again, something from the past happening again. It's going to represent a deep emotional connection between the two of you, but it can just as easily represent someone from the past coming back up again, someone showing back up. Could be what's creating this choice between lovers, this choice about what is it that I want. Maybe it's something that you don't even factually know. You could just tell something's up here and that there's a choice between two different cups. That's what this is looking like right now. When I clarify this Nine of Wands, I get Death, Ace of Wands, and the Sun. Death is the Scorpio major arcana card. It's an ending to something. This is something dying and an ending with this painful transformation process attached to the end of it, or a painful transition period coming after an ending here. You're definitely hurt. I got Ace of Wands along with that. This is a new beginning in passion and desire, a passion and new beginning, a new opportunity for passion showing up. Sometimes this can represent like trying to re-spark a connection, trying to fire a connection back up after it has died. Maybe that's the barrier that's in the way. More likely what this is looking like is you've been hurt and there's been an ending because there has been a passionate new beginning. This is also the phallic symbol of the deck. It represents the male you-know-what and using it to do you-know-what and sexual energy and all that jazz. Also, we have the Sun here to clarify this. This is Leo's major arcana card. This is the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, abundance, bliss, harmony. Really hard to get a better card than this when that's what it actually means. The other meaning to this card is it's the card that comes immediately after the moon. And when the moon's out, it's dark outside. Things can be hidden in the dark. Secrets can happen. Stuff that you can't see yet. And the next step is the sun comes up and now it's not dark anymore and the light gets shined on it, exposing something, illuminating something, and now you can see it for what it is. If that's the case, we got some sexual energy here that brings about the death of a connection is what it looks like. A massive, painful thing for you. It looks like a choice between two different people. And maybe you don't have the facts on it. Yeah, I got the sun right behind that again. So like something getting exposed. Central for your energy, Gemini, we got King of Wands. This is either Leo or Sagittarius energy. This is probably your person. This is that bold, passionate, fiery, determined, driven, ambitious kind of a person that knows exactly what he wants, doesn't take no for an answer, doesn't let obstacles get in his way. This is, I'm going to find a way to get what I want, or I'm going to make a way to get what I want. It is also the pinnacle of this wand suit, which, like I said, can represent desire, passion, sexual energy. This is the pinnacle of that suit. So it's not just a person who's driven and motivated and determined. It's somebody who's driven and motivated by passion and desire and that kind of stuff. This can mean that you have a lot of attraction to your person, a lot of passion for them. You're viewing them in this sense. Maybe they're charming, charismatic, good looking. Maybe they're a Leo, maybe they're a Sag. I do have some more Sagittarius, some Scorpio, some more Leo, some Aries, some Pisces, some Aries, some Aries. A little bit of Cancer, a little bit of Libra, more Aries, more Libra. You could be dealing with any of those signs. Hell, you could be dealing with any sign. It's going to be almost impossible for me to pin it down exactly for you because this is a collective reading and I'm not tapping into your specific energy as an individual person the same way I would if I were doing a personal reading for you. Here I'm tapping into collective energy of thousands of Gemini people. So I'm just going to keep calling these signs out as they stick out to me just in case they mean anything to you. We got Gemini major arcana here. We got this King of Wands being Leo or Sagittarius energy. Tell me more about this King of Wands, please. Why is this central for Gemini's energy? Okay. We got a lot going on with King of Wands here. What in the hell? I normally get 3 clarifiers, and I just got considerably more than 3 here. Oh, this one came first. Bottom of the deck. 5 of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy. 5s are conflict and change. This is abandonment, being cast aside, left out in the cold. This is a breakup energy. Queen of Cups. This is Cancer energy. This is probably representing you having a lot of love and emotions for your person, even though things have come apart between the two of you. The Queen of Cups is the most intuitive queen in the deck. I've got both High Priestess cards out here already. Intuition all over the place. I'm getting ahead of myself. One of these clarifiers is the King of Cups, so we have counterparts in this love and emotions department here. The Queen of Cups is the only character that has a lid on her cup, and she does that as a way to protect her emotions from getting contaminated. She doesn't want to get emotionally all funky and get hurt here, so she's kind of guarded and hesitant. What she wants to do, though, is take this lid off of her cup and pour herself into someone. She's got to be guarded here for fear of being hurt. 9 of Swords. Fear, worry, and anxiety. Thinking about something with all this fear and worry behind the thinking and doing that to the point that it starts to get physically stressful. This can turn into sleepless nights, can't concentrate on what I'm doing, can't eat, having nightmares about something. I've got a card that can indicate nightmares right here beside the most intuitive queen in the deck. I've got this energy of you trying to figure out something that your intuition is screaming at you about. Possibly worried. Judgment right behind that. This is a final decision. This is passing a final verdict in judgment. That's either calling it dead and over with, or this is about resurrecting something. I'm worried that it's dead and over with. They broke up with me and I still love them, and I'm worried it's dead and over with. I still have attraction for them. So what it's looking like, when I clarify King of Wands, I get King of Pentacles, King of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. Wow, that's a pattern. King, 6, 6. 4 of Wands, or excuse me, 4 of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. I got 3 kings showing up in this column right here. Probably 3 distinct sides to your person. This King of Pentacles is either Taurus or Virgo energy. This is usually husband type energy. It's not necessarily like factually husband. It can just be the kind of person that you're viewing as husband material. It would typically be someone, if it's not husband, it would be like fiance, dude to live with, like somebody that's trying to build their world around me, build a life around me, or that I view in that light and want them to do something like that. Problem is, it's right beside death. So there's some sort of an ending here to husband energy. And it might be getting replaced with like passion, desire version of that. I have King of Cups next. So I got literally 3 kings in a row right here. This is someone you have a lot of love and emotions for, probably viewing them as the counterpart to yourself in this love emotions end of things here. But the King of Cups doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve. This is not somebody who publicly always broadcasts what they're feeling here, good or bad. So this could be a person that loves you and you have no idea because they don't tell you. It could also be a person who's going through some emotional turmoil with all this rough, choppy water, and likewise, they're not going to tell you about that either. It's sitting right beside this Ace of Wands, this passionate new beginning. Next card I have is the Six of Pentacles, which is more Taurus energy. This has got two meanings. It's either balance, like balancing something back out, which doesn't feel like what's happening. The other meaning to this is the Merchant here, which would be your person, giving to two people in the physical sense, and one of them is behind his back. It's right beside this energy of something getting illuminated or exposed or having the light shined on it. Yeah, it's just a weird little circular pattern here. Like there's the wand, the phallic symbol, this person that you have emotions for, giving to two people and that getting seen. Next I have Six of Swords, which is Aquarius energy. The card that comes before this is the Five of Swords. It's a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event. Most of the time, it's a betrayal or this big fight. I do see breakup energy here. I do see you being hurt, you being hesitant and covering your emotions up to not let them get contaminated. Could be we had a big fight. This would be the next step where the painful thing has already happened at this stage. There's nothing you can do to change that. Your real power is in what do you do moving forward. And there's kind of like an implied choice with this card. Like the painful thing has happened. You can't change that now. But what you can change is how you move forward. Am I going to carry the burden that this painful situation caused me into my future with me so it continues to weigh me down and hold me back? Or am I going to carry forward the lesson this painful thing taught me so that something like this doesn't happen to me again? Sometimes this is that debate between like, look, dude, I'm moving forward one way or another. The question is, am I taking you forward with me, or are you the burden that I'm leaving behind? Next clarifier, Four of Pentacles. This is Capricorn energy of holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. This is looking almost like them trying to leave you behind and move forward because they're given to someone else. It's like there's three different parts of them. There's like this stable part that you're probably trying to build a life with, and then there's this desire-driven part of them that looks like it killed something or caused some sort of a painful situation in a breakup. And then there's the emotions that they aren't necessarily expressing. This is probably you wanting to hold on to them and not let them leave you behind and move forward. Or if this is you trying to move forward, it's going to be really hard to do that if there's something you won't leave behind. Take that part however it resonates. Final clarifier for that King of Wands is the Knight of Wands. This is really fast moving energy. Knights are action takers. This is rushing forward and taking some rapid, passionate action towards something there's passion and desire for. A lot of times this gets called the player of the tarot deck. Excuse me. It can be this, this wishy-washy, in and out, back and forth, can't make up my mind kind of an energy. It can even be that person who comes rushing in all passionately and tells you everything you want to hear so they can get what they want. And then they rush out just as passionately somewhere else and tell them what they want to hear to get what they want. And they play both sides of the fence going back and forth. I mean, that's looking like what's getting exposed here. The wand. I've got a lot of fire out here. Excuse me. Final card for you, Gemini, is the Two of Swords. Libra energy. Again, twos are choices. I've got 3 twos in a row as the overall energy. And the High Priestess and another 2 out here in the shared energy. And now I've got you with this decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made for some reason. The lady on the card's blindfolded, which means she's missing some information. So sometimes this means that I haven't decided yet because I don't have enough information in order to make the decision. Sometimes that blindfold can represent there's something that you don't want to see, and being in denial, refusing to look at it, is actually preventing you from making the decision that needs to be made. So I'm going to clarify that. Tell me about this Two of Swords. Why is this here for Gemini, please? Excuse me. Make sure nothing else flipped. That felt funny. gotta get a drink. My throat's closing off. When my throat starts shutting down like that, it's my throat chakra closing off. It's almost like somebody has truth that needs spoken, but they don't want to speak it. They're withholding information or not wanting something to come out. When I clarify this Two of Swords, on the bottom of the deck is the Four of Wands. Again, more passion, desire. This is the thing that I want is here in front of me. It's stability of the home, the family, the connection. Six of Cups in the background again. That's Scorpio energy of the past coming back up. It could be that there's a history between the two of you, a deep emotional connection that you feel toward them. Could be something from the past is happening again. Something is coming back up and kind of replaying again. Could even be a person from the past is showing back up. I think that's it. There's the Ace of Cups. New beginning in love and emotions happening. Potentially with someone from the past, and it's happening during a time when there was some sense of stability and a connection between the two of you. King of Swords. There's the other king that I'm missing. King of Wands, Pentacles, Cups, now Swords. This is the four different sides of your person. This is the very logical, analytical, smart, rational decision maker. Excuse me. It's also that person who throws their emotions out the window when they make their decisions. This is emotionally detached decision making. Emotionally distant. Sometimes it can feel cold and calculated. Hence the Wall. That Nine of Wands is your very first card. That's you being hurt and having your defenses up. Possibly even having a barrier in the way between the two of you right now. When I clarify this Two of Swords, this decision you need to make that isn't being made, I get another two, the Two of Cups, the Tower, and the Hanged Man. Seems very clear. The Two of Cups is Cancer energy. It's right here, 3 cards deep, right behind your intuition. It's a love connection between two people. But it's also a choice about the love connection, or a choice between two different cups of love here. And that's a decision that's not being made. I feel like I gotta say this, even though it probably doesn't actually apply to you. It's probably gonna apply to some other Gemini that shows up to watch this after you. But I do have 3 different kings in your energy, and choices all over the place, and passionate new beginning, and new cup of love. It's possible that you are the one that has another person showing up. It's also entirely possible that you're seeing 3 different sides of your person here, and you don't know what's what. Next, I have the Tower, which is the collapse of some important structure in your life. Most of the time, this will be like this foundation rocking event that represents the collapse of your relationship. Sometimes this is the collapse of a belief system. This mental model of the world you've been operating from, where you believed things were going to be one way. I believed we're going to be together. I believe we're going to have this stability in our home and our family life, and it's going to continue to be the way that it's always been. And you're going to have this person that loves you, and that's the other half of the equation in that love stuff with you. And then suddenly, kablam, that belief shatters. If that's the case, it's because this person that you have all this emotions for has a passionate new beginning somewhere. Is what it looks like to me. It looks like they have started advancing forward somewhere. And whether you had a dream about that, or just can feel something is different, maybe because they got a little emotionally distant, you can tell something's wrong. You just don't know exactly what. Maybe you got a hunch and you're trying to figure that out. It leads you to look at them advancing somewhere. That's what this is looking like to me. Final clarifier is the Hanged Man, which is progress being halted. No forward movement happening. Things being stuck at a dead standstill. Everything collapsed, and now we're stuck and not making progress. There's happiness and balance, but that's not happening. It's stuck. Could also be what's getting exposed is the Merchant here, your person, giving to 2 people, and there is no moving forward beyond that. Not until some decision gets made, and you haven't made the decision. It could even be that there's this piece of you that doesn't want to see the fact that they have someone else. And maybe you're trying like hell not to look at that, not to acknowledge it. Like I said, the High Priestess most of the time, and I've got it in both decks, is going to tell you some shit that you do not want to hear. It's going to tell you some shit that you don't want to be true. Believe me, I get it. I get it. But there's what's left here for your side with nothing to connect it in a row is this idea of the painful thing has already happened. There's probably already been a betrayal and a moving on. And this is, do I carry that burden forward with me so it keeps weighing me down? Or do I learn something from this so I can move forward and not have this experience again? It's just going to be hard if there's something you aren't willing to let go of here when it comes to this in and out, back and forth player type of an energy that we're dealing with. Well, hopefully this does not apply to you in any way and you can just move on and ignore this, hopefully. Your person's energy in this connection, Gemini. First card is the most important and very, very unusual that I get more than one card here, but I got 3 in this spot. All 3 fire energies, passion, desire, sexual energy. I got the Ace of Wands again, which is already out here for you. Page of Wands and the Emperor. This Ace of Wands, again, is a passionate new beginning and passion and desire. Phallic symbol of the deck. The male you-know-what and using it to do you-know-what. It's weird because the overall energy is this decision about what is it I really want? What do I desire? That same thing is out here in the shared energy affecting you both. And there is this idea of moving forward romantically. We're going from 2 wands where I have this choice, but you can't turn left and right at the same time. And then here I'm down to 1. So this looks like I've made a decision here. I've stood up in my power as the Emperor and I've taken charge of the situation, taking control, and I've put together a plan to get what I want and I'm executing that plan to get what I want. And I really don't give 2 shits what anybody else has to say about it because I'm the Emperor. I run this show. I'm the important one. In the middle of those 2 energies is this Page of Wands, which is news and messages and communication about passion and desire, passionate messages. It's also the minor arcana version of the Fool. It's about taking the first step, having the willingness to take the very first step toward this thing that there's passion and desire for. So I've got 2 cards out here that could represent a new beginning in passion and desire. Communicating about what I want, expressing interest or desire, this sparking up of a new connection, taking control. Excuse me. Tell me about this Ace of Wands, Page of Wands, Emperor. Why is that the first card? Gemini's person, please. You gotta be kidding me. Bottom of the deck, 9 of Swords. Gemini energy, fear, worry, anxiety, thinking about something with all this fear and worry behind their thinking and doing that to the point that they're getting stressed out. I get this card a lot, especially in this kind of a context where I'm probably following my wand and not my common sense or not my heart. I'm just following this thing that stood up and pointed at something. And now I'm communicating with that person and taking steps in their direction and trying to put up this facade of being in control of myself. And I get this when I've already done this thing that I know I shouldn't have done. And now I'm worried that it's going to come out. I'm worried that this Ace of Wands thing is going to get exposed over here. Didn't I see the sun? Yeah, I did. 4 cards deep here. I got this choice between passion. What do I want? Someone's intuition cluing them in, a choice between 2 different cups of love, 2 different people getting exposed. Got that same type of a feeling right here. Yeah, I think they're worried that you're going to figure out what's going on, that your intuition is cluing you in, which intuition is right here tied to you figuring something out. probably about the path that they chose and what they're doing going down that path. Is what it looks like. Yeah, 5 of Pentacles, hence the breakup. I don't know that you broke up with them as much as this is really feeling like they're so worried that you're going to figure all this out that they just break up with you first before you can figure it out. That's part of how they maintain their control here. Now, when I clarify that energy, I get the Empress, the 8 of Swords, and the Moon. The Empress is the mother of the tarot deck. She's always pregnant. She's always giving birth to something. And in a relationship reading, she represents the birth of something new, as in the birth of a new relationship. Sometimes it can be the rebirth of an old relationship, but this ain't feeling like that. This is feeling like the birth of a new one. And then I've got 8 of Swords, which 9 of Swords is on the bottom of the deck. These are both Gemini energies, both energies of your mind being too wound up, or your person's mind being too wound up. This is thinking in circles about something over and over again, just grinding something through, blindfolded here too. So there's this idea that there's information I'm missing. There's something I don't know about. It's about not being fully sure what's the safe move to make here. And I don't want to make a mistake and step in the wrong place. So now I'm thinking this over and over and over again, trying to simulate it all in my mind so I can figure out what to do. But I don't know what to do, so I'm feeling stuck about this new beginning and about my control. And then I have the Moon. Fear, worry, anxiety from uncertainty because I don't know what to do. Fear, worry, and anxiety again, because I birthed something new and I don't want that to come out, and I'm thinking in circles about how do I make this not come out. The Moon can represent something is being hidden in the dark. Some secret is being kept. And it's so strange because if I follow this over to your first column, I got them birthing something new that kills the relationship. I've got them having birthed something new and being stuck in their head about it, and there's the passionate new beginning where they sparked up some new connection. And over here, I've got something being hidden in the dark, and on your side, I have something being illuminated. Central for your person's energy, Gemini, Page of Pentacles. This is news, messages, and communications about some physical opportunity presenting itself. This can be an early stage plan for the future. That's not like a fully developed plan yet. Beginning stages of it. Tell me about Page of Pentacles. Why is that central for Gemini's person of interest in October? Thank you. Underlying this energy, Gemini's major arcana card, the Lovers. So again, this is the interconnectedness between the two of you. They've made decisions over here that are affecting you. Their secrets are affecting you. This is also a choice about the connection with you, and probably a choice between two different lovers for them. 4 of Wands. This is feeling like you are probably together with each other when this happens. If not like physically stable, living in the same place, there was some stability to the connection between the two of you. When this Ace of Cups shows up, that's how you get to the choice between more than one lover. 6 of Cups. This is really feeling like someone from their past. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean like ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, ex-husband. It doesn't have to be someone they were romantically with in the past. The past is a relative term. Like 10 seconds ago, technically, is the past. This would represent someone that's not a brand new person. Like they didn't just go out to a nightclub and meet some new person and spur of the moment they're going off with them and leaving you. This would be someone that they already know. If not someone that they were with previously, it's someone that they have known for a period of time and there is some history with them. This could even just be talking about there's a history of choices between lovers and new beginnings in love and emotions. There's a history of that, and now it's happening again. Could be either of those, so take it how it resonates. When I clarify Page of Pentacles, I get 3 of Wands, Temperance, 8 of Pentacles. This 3 of Wands is Aries energy. It's part of the shared energy affecting you both. That energy of I know what I want. I've started taking the steps down that path. I'm at the beginning stages of manifesting what I want. and I believe what I want's going to happen. It just hasn't happened yet. It's right beside another 3, the High Priestess. Temperance. This is Sagittarius Major Arcana energy of patience, which you need when you're being forced to wait on something, or when you're choosing to wait on something. This is being patient. It's about blending 2 things together to make something new, but doing it little bits at a time, and being willing to like take a step back and look at how's all this working out so I can make some adjustments to it as I move forward, trying to dial it in and get it just right. This can be like a recalibration energy. It can sometimes be reconciliation, because water represents love, and here the love has been separated into 2 different cups and it's being recombined back together. I don't really feel that that's what it's talking to me about. There's 8 of Swords right beside it, like this grinding in circles about something, about how do I blend something together. It's related to this birthing something new and keeping it secret. This feels like struggling to rebalance something about themselves that is like very out of whack here. 8 of Pentacles is the final clarifier for that Page of Pentacles. Virgo energy of work, putting in the work, time, effort, and energy on something, or being willing to put in that work, time, effort, and energy. The problem is they're being patient while they're doing that. They're probably paying attention to details and making fine-tuning adjustments as they go along, because their plan wasn't fully thought out all the way first. So this feels like adapting as they go. But it's also this energy here of the thing I'm putting all this work in on, I'm keeping hidden from you. Final card for your person, Gemini, 3 of Swords. Libra energy of heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. That third energy is not always a romantic third party, although I have very strong indicators that that's what it is in this case. That third energy can be any number of things that's not you, that's not directly them, like work. Working too much can be that third energy. Geographic distance, a drug addiction, like nosy friends or family members or neighbors or coworkers sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. There's a number of things, like eating too many Doritos, watching too much Netflix can be this third energy. But we got some third energy involved here causing a heartbreaking situation, and it's on your person's end. Tell me about 3 of Swords. Why is this here Gemini's person of interest? You cannot make this shit up. I so wish I could make these stories up, because I would straight move to Hollywood and write screenplays and I would be rich. Underlying this 3 of Swords energy, there's Queen of Cups again. This person that has all this love and emotions for them. I'm expecting that this is you. It's the most intuitive queen. Again, I think your intuition is screaming at you that there's something going on that's fishy here. And maybe it compels you to start looking for it. Maybe that's how you uncover it and expose it. 9 of Pentacles, Virgo energy. This is singles energy. It's a step back from the 10 of Pentacles, where we've combined our lives together and we're building a life together. This is, I can do this on my own. I don't need you physically or financially to take care of me. It's independent, self-sufficient. I'm on my own, single kind of an energy. Now, this isn't always the case that the person is single. A lot of times I'll get this card when someone's not single, but they're presenting themselves in the physical world as if they were single, which is how you end up with all these decisions about which person do I want, and third parties and secrets and birthing something new and following my wand and not my head or my heart. Yeah, 9 of Swords, fear, worry, anxiety, stress. I'm afraid something's going to come out that exposes me for acting single, and then there's that judgment. I don't want judgment passed on me, so it feels like I'm going to pass judgment on you to preclude that from happening here. When I clarify this 3 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords from the other deck, and Justice. 10 of Swords is Gemini energy of a swift, painful ending. Sometimes this is an ending you don't see coming, which is why the swords end up in your back. Sometimes this is an ending in betrayal, which is also why the swords end up in your back. You got stabbed in the back and betrayed. No matter how you slice this card, it is an ending. And there's this, in this row, there's the birth of something new, the birth of a new connection, and then waiting on an ending to happen. This person went about things backwards. Like if you want to leave a connection and start a new connection, you typically leave this one first and then you start a new one. And it looks like to me they started the new one first and then waited and waited until their plan could come out so that they could end it. Three of Swords. I'm clarifying the Three of Swords right now. When I get that same card in the clarifiers, it's the universe going, dude, I done told you there's a third party here and it's causing a heartbreaking situation. There's a betrayal here. And look, I got Eight of Swords in this same row. Like I don't know what to do. I don't want to make a mistake and I'm feeling stuck and I'm making adjustments to my early stage plan. See, I got the Emperor as one of their first cards, and the Emperor is a master manifester in the sense of it's a person who has all the tools and resources and abilities to create the plan to get what they want and then execute the plan to get what they want. And maybe their plan wasn't fully thought out, wasn't fully developed, and they had to wait on some things, but this is them like recalibrating that, adjusting their plan, adjusting where they're putting in their work, keeping their work that they're hiding from you secret. And then the final clarifier for this Three of Swords is Justice, the Libra Major Arcana card. It's the most powerful card of balance in the deck. It's about doing the right, fair, just thing. The sword in this card is used to cut away something that's unfair or unjust or unbalanced. It's about removing that so balance can be restored and then the right, fair, just thing can happen. Like what's supposed to happen can happen. But this card shows up for me to point out the fact that something unfair and unjust or unbalanced is occurring, and this is the need to correct that. Definitely something unfair going on when you're keeping what you're working on a secret and you're putting in all this work, time, effort, and energy on something that's unfair and unjust and keeping it hidden. And it looks like that is the birth of a new connection and following my wand and taking these steps and the communications and the plan that I'm making to end this. There's just some element here that causes me to have to wait to end it. When I look at this shared energy again from their perspective, there's that waiting energy. Things are stuck and not moving. So I'll get this a lot too when like the focus of the Hanged Man is he's looking at things trying to figure out, why am I stuck? What out here has me stuck? He's looking at things, not inside of himself. He's looking externally to himself. So I'm waiting on something that is external to me that has this so I can't move on it yet. Or I'm playing the blame game here. Like I'm waiting and it's your fault that I have to wait and I don't want to wait. I'm trying to move forward, but I'm worried you're going to figure me out. Hell, I'm worried that you already have figured me out and just don't have the facts yet. And I'm worried you're going to uncover the facts. And I've got this choice that I have to make based on what it is that I want. And I think I'm choosing to go down this different path and having a choice between cups of love here and birthing something new and the willingness to take the first step down a new path. I have this hang up here about not wanting to make a mistake and not wanting to get caught, not wanting to get seen, and it requires me to readjust my plan a little bit, but ultimately I still end up doing the thing that's not fair. And I think that your intuition is telling you about it the whole time. It's just a matter of whether or not you are able to listen to it, especially because it seems to be telling you something that you don't want to hear and that you don't want to be true. Now, if you still have questions about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Gemini love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation. And I'll see you in the next video.